Hello my friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and welcome to how to upcycle some old Christmas cards. Well, I hope you followed along with the 12 days of Christmas cards. If you didn't, go check out the playlist and you'll get some inspiration. We did make some where we upcycled some old Christmas cards. I used printable kits on some of them. I used scraps from my desk for some of them. And so I think it was a pretty good variety of different ways to just, make a card every day. But what I wanted to share with you today are these, and I thought we could go through my stack that I created and decide if they need some more embellishing or not. So these were all old Christmas cards that I had in my stash. Well, I think so. Yeah, some of them were sent to me, and some of them, like this one for an example, I think this one, yeah, I got them in a huge lot of old vintage stuff that was not used. And so I just have stacks and stacks of blank Christmas cards, but they're old. And so I'm going to flip through as I'm talking. They're old, so I didn't want to sort of use them in the way that they came to me. So I figured I would upgrade them a little bit. Now, something like this is a newer card that was, I'm upcycling it. But this is one of the older cards. So I'll point those out to you real quick. Oh yeah, and so you're gonna notice that here's what I did. So I took the old card, I tore it in half, and I adhered the face of the card onto the face of my stationery here, okay? I kept the inside because on some of them, I might adhere this in or I might just write what it says. I find it when I send out so many Christmas cards, it's hard to come up with my own words sometimes. I mean, I try my best, but like when you're doing so many, it's kind of hard to do, like keep coming up with, keep reinventing the wheel, if you will. So I saved the insides of some of them, like this one, just so that I could utilize that and, use that tool. This one I did go ahead and I already put some gold foil around it, but we'll decide if we want to put anything else on it. Now, here's a few that I already embellished. So yes, let me show that to you and then we'll just set it aside. And I actually adhered the inside of the old card into this stationery card. So we're just going to get rid of that one. I'll show you the ones that I did. So this one, I think I'm going to keep this in our pile just in case I want to do something over here to sort of even out the balance of it. This one is done. It's got the flowers and I adhered the inside there. This one, let's keep out just in case. This one's perfect. It's fine. This is in the middle and I did that with it. This one I think is done. Super pretty. I could ink the edges, but not necessary. This one's done since it's in the center. So cute, right, guys? Love it. But if you have some cards that are pretty and you find them to be inspiring and you want to use them, but they're written on the inside, you don't have to do this part. There's several that I'll be working with that same situation. This one's done. I already have a little embellishment here, so we'll move that aside. So we will work on this stack. I made stacks and stacks. I'll probably end up finding more, but this is a great place to start. While I'm at this, I want to show you this real quick. So I had some, this is cardstock right here, and it was actually greeting cards, but that had like a blank center. And I bought a stack of those at the thrift store. So I made a bunch of these this year as well. I didn't record it, but I just wanted to show you what I did. So I started with the pre-made cardstock. I did put my stamp on the back. I added this layer here, which is masterboard. Then I added one of my paper dolls to it. And then I added this adorable paper ruffle here that was sent to me in Happy Mail. And that's how this card came together. This one has an envelope, which is nice. So I just wanted to share with you that there's all kinds of things that we can use when we're making our greeting cards. All right, my friends, I thought I'd start with this one. And I thought what I could do is put these little boots down here. And then right here we have some small little sayings. This one says Christmas time, December 25th, Santa baby. So how about if we use December 25th? I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on these. This one has no stick at all left on it. So let's go ahead and get some glue on there. I want to keep these as flat as I can, although true confessions, these pieces here are chipboard, but hopefully they'll get through the mail okay. I'll just make sure I do them non-machinable. And I think we'll center this right at the top of the card here. I think that looks nice. Super simple. Do you think it's too simple? I'll tell you what, nothing is wrong with too simple, right? But I'd like to go ahead and add some stickles, and I'm feeling silver. So I think what I'm going to do is go around the frame, the picture frame. Hopefully I can do that steady-handed enough. Oh, I need to shake my stickles a little bit better. I think that's adding such a nice touch. I really like that a lot. So it inspires me to go ahead and add some at the top of this and also at the bottom. It makes it look a little bit bigger and it draws your eye to it a little bit more, so I like that. All right, let me show this to you up close. You can see the stickles there, and you can see it on the frame too. It just makes such a huge difference. I really, really like it. You know, it was a plain card, and now we've stepped it up a notch, and I'm happy with it. So let's look at this one. I do have some stickers. They say Merry Christmas. I also have some that are similar to this that have poinsettias on them. So let's have a look at those. So this takes up a good amount of space on here. So I was thinking that we might go ahead and use these stickers, and I was gonna use Merry Christmas, but I don't think it's gonna fit right. So let's just go ahead and adhere some of these poinsettias. Here it is. It's not too big. We could do one at each corner. That's an idea. Or one in the center and then 3 across the bottom. I don't know if I love that idea, but it's doable. So I'm not sure. Or we could do one in this corner and then one in this corner, or the same here and then here. Let's see. Let's do that maybe. Don't want to get too close to that edge right there, but there we go. So these stickers I got, I think it was last year, on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I do frequently like to purchase my holiday goodies at the end of the season because, you know, you can get them for like next to nothing. I don't love stickers that have a shine to them, but that's okay. This is a Christmas card. It'll be all right. Now, let's go around this with some stickles too, just to level it up a little bit. And I'm a little bit torn as to which color, but I think I'm going to go with gold. I think this will give it a nice pop, and I like the gold because the church is yellow, which is kind of interesting when I think about it, because mostly we see churches in a white color, you know. That's coming out very thin. You know, I think I'll embrace that, and hopefully it continues to come out thin for the rest of it. Oops, otherwise I'll have to add more to it just to make it look even. I don't know why I can't get my line straight. It just seems a little crooked. I'm not sure what that's about. But I do like the gold. I think that was a great color choice. Yeah, I need to probably go at the top one more time. All right. That's pretty cute. I think that looks really, really pretty now. I'm going to get it up close for you. You can see the stickles, and I put some on the church, and look, it's just so cute. It just adds just that nice little touch. So another card that I'm much more happy about now that it is embellished. All right, for this one, I figured we'd do something just a little bit different. So we have some beautiful deer here, and I thought we'd go ahead and add trim at the top and trim at the bottom. So I'm going to grab my, what am I grabbing? My Fabri-Tac, if I can find it. Here it is, okay. And I figure what I'll do is go right across the top of the card and right across the bottom of, when I say card, I mean the one with the image. And that way the fabric will sort of hide that seam, if you will. Not that it's a seam, but you know what I mean. I'm going to put that on. Once it's dry, then I will trim the fabric to size. All right, it's probably not dry yet, but let's go ahead and see if we can trim it to size here. All right, then I was thinking, this is a crocheted rose or flower, and I know that the red is slightly different, but I don't think that matters that much. And I was thinking about going ahead and just adhering it right there. And it's still simple, but I think it just really just brings it up a notch. So let's go ahead and do that. And then while that's drying, I thought it would be nice to add some stickles to the deer. And I thought we'd go ahead and use yellow. I don't have brown. I think gold would be a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and just use yellow and see how that works out for us. I'm putting some on the antlers. And then I think we'll just go around, not the whole body, but parts of it, and highlight it, and I think that'd be nice. Put a little bit on his nose, a little bit around the eye, maybe on the tips of the ears, a little bit down one side of a leg here. Then we'll come on over to the other one and do a similar thing. I'm going to show this to you up close. A simple design, but very pretty. Can you see the stickles? I hope so. There it is. You can see them now. Isn't that nice? I like it. So once these dry, I'll either write on the inside or adhere those card pieces to the inside. But this one makes me happy now. As you can see, this one has this gold trim around it. So I probably don't need to add a whole lot to it, but I am going to add some stickles just for like a little finishing touch. So I'm going to add some gold stickles to this tree here, kind of look like garland. And then I think we will add yellow to the windows. Try to go thin with it so it's not too overwhelming. And then I'll add white to the church. I think that looks so cute. We can add a little bit in the trees just to make it, you know, look like there's some snow on them. And we can add a little bit in the sky because the card does look like it's snowing outside. So we'll do a few little dabs here and there. Okay, I think that's looking super cute. It's simple but cute. So let's have a close-up of that. So you can see, look at the stickles shining. I love it. I love it so much. And there we go, another one down. All right, so we've got this adorable mouse, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, but I thought, let's just start simple and add a piece of red trim right here to the edge. It adds a little bit of color. I can't really do it over here because I have this sticker, but let's do the one side. Gives it a little shine. And then I'm wondering, like, do I have something that could go in the tree here that's kind of like the tree? I don't know. I don't have any. I had some, but I used those pieces up on different cards. So I think let's go ahead and add this poinsettia. And I chose one, not all of these stickers are the same. So I chose one that did have a little bit of greenery on it. So I thought, let's go ahead and try that out. See how that works for us. Just trying to balance it out and add some splashes of color here and there. And now I think it's stickle time, unless something was going to go here. Let's try one of these cuties on right here, like right in the center. What do you think? Is that too much? The color reds are different, and it bothers me a little bit on this one. It didn't bother me on the other one, but on this one it does. I have this little sticker pack, and I think these could work nicely with this. So we have a couple of options. We have this like little vine that could go up, which is super cute. We have these round ones, and one could go right in the center. And those would probably be the two that I would choose. And it's hard to know which one to do. Let's go with the vine one. That totally leveled up the cuteness factor, which I love. So let's go ahead now and we will add some stickles. I didn't even notice this before, but there is a pair of slippers right there on this card. And of course they belong to the mouse, but that's like the cutest thing. So I'm going to put a little dot on the end of each one just to draw our attention to it, because that is super cute. I'm gonna go in with some yellow now. There's some cheese here. Oh, so for his letter to Santa, he left cheese instead of cookies, which is really super cute. Add a little bit to his patchwork blanket here and his little yellow shirt. So cute. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some green stickles. I wonder how purple will look in the tree. So I'm just going to do a little bit, kind of see how that looks. I think that looks pretty darn cute now. Let me show it to you up close. Okay, another one done. This one's super cute. I had already put this little cup here, and I thought that I was going to be done. I had done that the other night. But I think now, looking at it, you know, sometimes it's good to step away from a project. So now looking at it, I'm going to add a piece of this trim. It's got a nice rustic feeling to it. And so we're going to add that right here down the edge, just to give the card a little bit of color. And then, do we want to do anything else? Well, let me try another one of these on for size. Let's see how this would look here. Not bad. Let's take it back off. It's kind of cute. I don't think it needs the flower. I think I kind of like it the way it is. I think I might just leave it. I'll do a little stickles, of course. All right, my friends, so I got this one stickled up, and I don't know why, but I just love little scenes like this. I absolutely adore them. But we got some stickles in the tree here, and you'll notice in the snow, and some of the clothing that the people are wearing, I went ahead and did. I did the hay inside of the big sled there. So I think this is simple but cute, and I am very happy with it. This one doesn't need much of anything. It already came with like the stickle sort of thing on it already. You can see that here and there. So I was thinking what I would do to this one, just to dress it up a little bit. I'm going to use this ribbon here, and then I'll use a piece at the top. And I think that's it. That's all this one needs. I got this ribbon in a Happy Mail, and actually it might have been in a swap that I did. Probably Christmas in July swap, and that's what I'm thinking anyway. But anyway, I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad to use it. So we are going to go ahead and use our Fabri-Tac on this. That ribbon is not really like fabric, but I do think it's still the best thing to use on it. That's going to add a really nice punch of color. I like it. All right, my friends, I hear people starting to wake up here at the house, so we're going to call this a video, but I'm going to show you each one of the cards that we made today. So, of course, obviously, we've got our snowman here. Our church that we added some stickers and stickles to. Our beautiful deer. I love this. I think, you know, I didn't love the card on its own, but I think dressed up now, I like it very much. And we have our pink, this one's so cute. I love it so much. Our jolly snowman. I'm not laying them on top of each other just in case the stickles are still drying. I think this is the first one that we did. I can't tell if it's dry or not, so I'm not taking any chances. But again, a really pretty one. And you know, looking at it now, I'll go around the edges with pink ink on this one. And I think that'll just really set the tone for it. And then, wait, that wasn't today, that was yesterday. We did this church, and I had already done the gold, so we just added some stickles to it. I think that turned out very nice. Oh, our little mouse, love it so much. And our little scene, I think we just did this one a few minutes ago. My friends, you'll have to let me know. I know you can't see them all, but if you remember, you have to let me know if you have a favorite. Well, I really appreciate you being here, my friends. If I can come up with any other Christmas card type stuff, I will do it if I have time. I think I'm starting to really run short on that, but I'll see if I can squeeze a little something in. I really appreciate you being here with me. I am going to add this to the 12 Days of Christmas Cards videos, because why not? I meant to say the playlist. So at any rate, my friends, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching. See you soon.